So maybe it's a situation of, if you didn't think about it that way, it's because it's kind of like having tunnel vision when you have narcissism, where all you can see is your own needs.
Yeah.
And maybe the sincerity about feeling bad can only happen when someone focuses your attention on the wrong that you have done. Could that be true? Or do you think that you just really don't care?
It could be true. A part of me doesn't care. Part of me cares a little bit.
It seems like you're saying it cares in as much as that other people think that that's wrong and that you should not do that.
Right.
But you don't think it's wrong.
Well,
Or maybe is the question, you don't think it's wrong enough.
maybe that, yeah.
That it's wrong, but it's not wrong enough to mitigate what you want.
Dude, I don't care about myself to the point to where I don't think other people should care. So, I'm taking care of me. And so, if other people ain't gonna care, then you know what? Why should I?
Oh, I see what you're saying. If they don't care about you, then you shouldn't care about them.
Right.
Because why do they deserve that?
Right.
Okay. Is there anything a loved one could do to prove to you that they do care about you? Is that funny?
Oh, man. Alright, as far as for the real self, like, you could see it, I'm sure, but then, like, of course, the next day, it's not gonna really matter because he'll find some way to unverify it to himself. Well, they're only caring because they're telling themselves it's the right thing, and they're only doing that for their own selfish, heroism or whatever. Like, let's just say somebody could say, oh, you know what, I know you have all these problems and I'm totally supportive and I'm there for you, I'm never going to judge you. And I'm just thinking, you know what, man, you're only doing that for yourself.
Right,
You're
so-
only doing that to make yourself feel better. You ain't doing, you don't fucking care.
So, in other words, you believe that it would not be genuine from them, that they have their own selfish motives just like you do.
Yeah,
So you, in essence, believe that everyone is a narcissist, that everyone is like you.
to a point, yeah.
Does that make it easier to justify the things that you do? To believe that everyone else is just out for themselves anyway?
Probably, yeah.
Well, is that how you justify it to yourself sometimes? Like you say, well, it doesn't matter because they would screw me over anyway.
Yeah. In our society, narcissists are hated, but they're also loved for the wrong reasons. So, a wolf can wear sheep clothing, but he's still a wolf.
Yes, and we often say that narcissists are wolves in sheep's clothing because they are other than what they appear to be. Now, since this is the relationships installment of this little series that we're doing, in relationships, you have to compromise and things like that. Do you believe you should have to do things you don't want to? Because that's one of the things you often hear in relationships that people have with narcissists, that the narcissistic partner blows a gasket when they don't want to do something. Do you feel that you should have to do things that you don't want to do?
Well, yeah. Life is a compromise, so yeah.
So you do feel that you should have to do things you don't want to do?
Well, yeah. Otherwise, you gotta have some peace somewhere in there, not only for you, but for other people too. You gotta compromise yourself to be able to give others peace. Like, let's just say, for example, okay, like, I'm watching a TV show, and when I'm watching a TV show, I get totally in there, like I'm rusted in there. And then I get told, hey, you need to take the dog out. And kind of jolts me out, and I'm like, annoyed by that because it's just like, dude, I'm like, I'm stuck on this show, dude. I got to see what happens. I don't really think, well, just hit the pause button. But no, I got to see what happens. I don't want to take 10 minutes out of my life to walk the dog. So, roll my eyes or mumble and grumble, as I'm going to grab the leash, and not thinking that causes a problem. But compromise is watch your mouth, hold your tongue, just to bring some peace, or you're just going to, annoy or piss off the other person by protesting them wanting you to do a simple task like taking the dog out.
So have you gotten in big altercations over simple things like that.
Oh, yes.
So then you do have a problem with doing things that you don't want to do then.
Well, yeah, I'm very anti-authoritative. Let's just say I just do not like being told what to do. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like being told who to be. I don't like anything like that. I am who I am. I am who God made me. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, obviously there's a reason for it, and the best I can do is deal and cope.
So, in your opinion, someone asking you to do something is trying to control you then?
Yes.
Even over something as small as doing a chore?
Yes.
Even though you just said that you know you should do it,
Yes.
you still react that way?
Yes. Not all the time, but yes.
And what do you think of that duality? Because those are two completely contradictory beliefs.
What do you mean?
I mean, what do you think of that? Do you think that's reasonable? Do you think that's capricious and unpredictable? Like, how is a person who lives with you or is around you supposed to know how to approach you or what to do? Because you do have a temper, do you not?
Well, yeah.
And you have said that, for example, your relationship with your wife is very stormy and there's a lot of arguing. So if your wife wanted to know, or your whoever, a parent or a child, anybody that lived with you or someone like you, how are they supposed to know how to approach someone like you to pull their weight around the house or to ask them for a favor or whatever they might need to do in day-to-day living without setting off this feeling of you're trying to control me?
Well, bribery is always a good tool.
Bribery?
Yeah.
Well, do you think that you should need to be bribed to pull your own weight? Because that's one thing that we hear a lot in narcissistic relationships, is that the narcissist will not pull their own weight. A lot of them won't work, a lot of them won't clean, and things like that. Now, of course, all of them are not like that. There's plenty that work and are workaholics and are clean freaks and everything else. But I'm just saying, as an example.
Give them incentive.
And what would you consider to be incentive for you?
I like energy drinks, so like if you want me to clean the house, buy me an energy drink, I'll clean the whole freaking house.
What would you say is your biggest challenge in relationships?
Biggest challenge?
Yeah, for you personally. Not the biggest challenge of your relationship, but for you personally, the biggest challenge in relationships.
That past all the BS, dude, that there is love there. It's a very dysfunctional way of showing, or if at all, but it is there. And to be able to try to express that, it's not an easy thing to do, because you get real self realizes that you put this poor woman through so much crap, and you wish that there was a way to turn it off, but there isn't. There's like no way out of it. And I guess the challenge is trying to keep the love and the passion there, or even beyond all the freaking damage and relationship and trust that I caused.
A lot of times when we hear about relationships with a narcissistic partner, we will hear about how the narcissistic partner demands all of the other person's attention, even to an unreasonable level. What is your experience with that, or what is the reason behind that?
My attention seeking?
If that's a problem for you, yes.
Well, who doesn't want attention? I mean, I don't want attention all the time. A lot of times I just want to be left to my own device, like be left alone. I just want the attention like on my terms, I guess. Like, whenever I feel like I want the attention, then I'll try to get it. And not really think about, like my wife is like trying to talk to me, and I'm like, sitting there looking at my phone, because it's just like I don't really feel like talking, because I don't want all that.
So it doesn't matter what she wants, only what you want.
Yes, in the end, yeah.
Do you think, and this is, I guess, a case of last time pays for all, because I think this is probably the most important question. Do you think that's fair? The way that you treat other people, do you think that's fair?
No, it ain't fair. It ain't fair at all.
Because you're expecting quite a bit from them in return, aren't you?
I'm expecting a lot without having to give very much. I give little, they have to give me a lot, and I know that don't seem fair.
Well, it's not fair. So how do you justify in your mind, not to other people, because I know to other people you generally won't even admit that.
That don't even cross my mind at all. Can't
Okay.
justify what you don't think about.
Well, I'm asking you now.
It's a good question. I guess it's justified in my mind that everything is momentary and things have a way of working themselves out.
I'm not sure what that means.
Like, even though it's unfair and everything, like, and my significant other gets slighted in the whole deal and expresses that, which, I mean, even though I fight and I argue about it, I do understand. I guess I justify it by saying that, the next day can always be a little bit better, and you just roll with the punches.
You said something interesting there. You said, I argue and I fight about it, but I do understand. If you understand, then why do you argue and fight about it?
Because when the other person gets mad and they express that, I don't take criticism well, so I take it personally, and that's when the cycle starts all over. I guess you could say there's not enough room in there to express understanding. I try to say it, but the understanding is put in there with a bunch of depreciating crap to where it just gets invalidated right off the bat, so.
By you?
Yes, by me. I say I'm sorry, and then I justify my actions. So, right turn, left turn, validate, invalidate, everything.
It's pretty hard to get somebody to believe you're sorry if you're still defending your actions. That is very true.
It's like you're married to two people. One that you think is at least halfway all right, and the other one you just can't stand, and you can't, kick that other person out.
It's true. It's a package deal.
It is. It's a package deal, and you don't want to kick both of them out because you're going to feel bad for one. So you're going to feel bad for the side that you feel sorry for, and that's the reality of it, really.
Well, once again, thank you for your honesty. I wanted to invite anyone who's listening that might have a question for Joe to post it in the comment section of this video, and we will try to address them. We're going to be doing a few more installments in this series, one about narcissistic rage and a few other ones. You've been listening to the Meditation and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, the Little Shaman. May the Great Spirit bless you and have a wonderful day.